afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Wednesday, November 12, 2014. This is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Michaela Bram. Here are today's top stories. In campus news, the art of Aaron Meeks is on display in the gallery at the Clyde H. Wells Fine Arts Center through November 12th. His exhibit, Expanding Discoveries, uses light to paint landscape pictures. The pictures are taken at night and a flashlight is used to bring out these images. During the Brown Bag lecture yesterday, Meeks spoke about his artwork and believes that doing these pictures has made him more aware of landscape out there that no one else sees. Meeks is a senior BFA major at Tarleton State University. He is based out of Mineral Wells, Texas. His photographic work explores the hidden beauty of local areas that become hidden once the sun sets, challenging the boundary between the familiar and the mysterious. With a background in commercial wedding photography, Meeks stepped out of his realm of familiarity and went back to his roots of nature in his camera. Meeks says he hopes that these images will cause people to question the reality of true beauty in these places, stimulating the desire to go out and discover more hidden beauty around them. In regional news, Erath County residents braved the frigid temperatures for the 93rd Annual Veterans Day program, sponsored by the Turnbow Higgs American Legion Post 240. The ceremony was held at the Erath County Courthouse on Tuesday morning. One local veteran in attendance was Staff Sergeant Sarah Statura. She was in the full Army Blues at the ceremony. She has served for 11 years with deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. She currently works at Tarleton training ROTC cadets. She has also served as a drill sergeant training new recruits. Harvey Clee, chaplain of the 4th Division, Texas Department of American Legion, delivered a presentation as guest speaker. Clee is a Navy veteran of the Vietnam War, and he officiates the funerals of veterans among the other duties. Clee shared the story of a veteran at whose funeral he recently conducted. The man was a veteran of the Vietnam conflict and was captured and held captive in Vietnam. Upon his release and return home, he was denied benefits for years from the VA because of a long-running bureaucratic nightmare. In closing, Clee said the best way we can honor our veterans is for us to insist and demand they receive the best health and medical care they need and they deserve. Clee also said that we can demand those with political power and influence to support our veterans not only with words, but with actions as well. Playing of the Taps was performed by Jim Cox, commander of the Post 240. Tarleton State University provided the color guard, and the TSU firing team performed by a 3-volley rifle salute. And now today's Texas, national, and international news from the Associated Press. In breaking news, a European spacecraft has successfully landed on a comet. The European Space Agency celebrated the cosmic achievement after a tense 7-hour countdown as a Philae lander dropped from the agency's space probe toward the comet at 41,000 miles an hour. Flight director Andrea Cosmizo said they definitely confirmed that the lander is on the surface. The landing capped a 6.4 billion kilometer journey that began a decade ago. In Texas news, a woman was found dead at Still Meadows Recreational Vehicle Park near Mount Vernon. Franklin County Sheriff's Department had issued a murder warrant for the 55-year-old Keithlyn McDowell, who fled after the fatal shooting. McDowell was found dead in Hopkins County along with the vehicle police had been searching for. Neither McDowell nor his victim were residents of the park, but both had been visiting a resident. Autopsies have been ordered. In national news, the Rockies and Upper Midwest are encountering the first round of winter weather. Some towns are suffering from a substantial amount of snowfall, which is causing closures throughout the northern states. The Arctic blast has made its way down to the states due to a powerful storm that blasted Alaska with hurricane-force winds. Temperatures are said to be below 40 degrees average, leaving many with asking the question, is it really still fall? Many residents in Wisconsin found themselves digging up to 13 inches of snow, which led to school districts canceling classes. Justin Titus from the National Weather Service said the roads are in very poor condition. The front has made its way into the Texas Panhandle as well, causing a drop of temperature from the 70s to the teens. Many northern residents jokingly said all they can do is keep calm and shovel on. And now we turn to the video for the AP for more.
For people in the upper Midwest, frigid cold is following heavy snow. The Arctic air flowing south from a storm in Alaska could plunge temperatures to 40 degrees below the average for this time of year in many places. Snow accumulations on Tuesday could reach 16 inches in upper Wisconsin and 2 feet in northern Michigan. Commutes could be dangerous once again. On Monday in Minnesota, accidents killed at least 2 people, while hundreds of crashes and spinouts were reported.
Don't have a shovel, so there's got to be something I can do with my hands.
We're all going to shovel each other out.
The snow shut down numerous schools on Monday.
My sister woke me up and said we're going to be late for school, and then she said, just kidding, there's no school today. I screamed, yes!
Farmers in upper Midwestern states like South Dakota are worried because deep snow could make it too difficult to harvest corn. The wintry weather hit western states, including Colorado. Snow and multiple accidents shut down westbound I-70 at the Eisenhower Tunnel on Monday. The road has since reopened. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
In international news, Senators Jeff Flake, a Republican from Arizona, and Tom Udall, a Democrat from New Mexico, met with an imprisoned American government contractor, Alan Gross, in Cuba. The senators also met with Cuban officials about freeing Gross and expressed optimism on Tuesday. Gross was setting up internet access when he was detained while working for the U.S. Agency for International Development in 2009. After being tried and sentenced to 15 years in prison, Gross has threatened to commit suicide if he is not released by his birthday next May. Both senators feel things are going in the right direction, although Cuban officials gave no indication any development was coming. The U.S. Agency for International Development is creating internal rules that ends risky undercover work in hostile countries. The AP conducted an investigation earlier this year on the agency that set up a social network while hiding ties to the U.S. government by routing money through the Cayman Islands and by fabricating elaborate cover stories. Cuba has said repeatedly they want to negotiate with the U.S. over 3 Cuban agents who are imprisoned in the U.S. and Gross, who is imprisoned in Cuba. In sports, Baltimore Orioles' Buck Showalter was voted American League Manager of the Year, and Washington Nationals' Matt Williams won the National League Manager of the Year. This was Showalter's 3rd time receiving the honor, while this was Williams' first year in the MLB. Showalter was asked if he would keep up his pattern of winning the award every decade, but said he wouldn't be managing in another 10 years. Williams gave credit to his players, saying they made the transition easy. And now we turn to a video from the AP for more.
I'm pretty, speechless. It's such a great reflection on our organization, our ownership that's been so rock solid, and you got the opportunity. It's such an honor to be a part of this fraternity of managers. It's pretty humbling, but what a great honor for our organization, our player development guys, our scouts. There's so many things that have to go into getting a chance to roll the dice late in September and October. And there's nothing like it when the leaves are turning and there's a little crispness in the air. And what an honor every day it is to be a part of this. But usually this award is given to the team that surprises the most. And our guys didn't look at it that way. They held themselves to a high standard. American League East was very tough, as it all is, but it's tough everywhere. These are the best players in the world, and it's fun to have a great seat to watch them every night.
It takes a village. You know what I mean? It's the staff, as Adam said, was there intact. They brought me in as a new manager, let me know about the players. The players dictated how they wanted to play this game. They're ferocious and they're intense and they do not relent. And I got a chance to stand in the dugout and watch it. Well, I try to take a little bit from everybody. So I try to be prepared from Buck. He's the most prepared I've ever been around. Dusty was a fantastic players manager and his guys trusted him. So I try to get in there and develop that trust with them. I take from Bob Brenly, who I was on the World Series team with. Who stayed out of the way a little bit because we had some pretty good guys, namely Johnson and Schilling and Gonzalez. And so sometimes you got to step away and get out of their way too.
And now the weather. According to the Weather Channel, today's high is 44 degrees with mostly sunny skies and winds out of the north at 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow's forecast is a high of 41 with mostly sunny skies and winds out of the north again at 15 miles an hour. This has been a production of the Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Tune in to Northland Cable Channel 9 on weekdays at 12:30 for each day's top stories and Wednesdays at 1 for this week's top stories in Spanish. Also tune in to Granbury TV on weekdays at 5:30 and 6, then again at 7:30 and 8. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news, as well as all of your entertainment and sports update and live stream of Texan TV News. Today's broadcast was produced by Sarah Sanderson, Andy Barton, Shayla Watson. I am Michaela Bram. Have a wonderful day, Tarleton Texans.